Greetings and salutations, my friends. On the last chapter of the James Blackburn experience, we visited the Pecos Wilderness on a backpacking adventure to the Mora Flats. We camped there for about 48 hours, enjoyed a campfire, and saw some beautiful waterfalls too. On this chapter, I fly from New Mexico to Dallas and then to Southern Carolina for a birthday visit with my mother, brother, and other family. We go to a train station, check out amazing model railroads, and then we go on a walk at some beautiful gardens with some amazing old trees. There were water features everywhere. Then we traveled to North Carolina for a 2-day stay at an Airbnb in Charlotte. The next day we kayak a beautiful, peaceful river and spend some time in nature. Then we whitewater raft a man-made river at the U.S. National Whitewater Center. What an amazing experience. And then we celebrate my mom's birthday with a song and some cake. Stay tuned for all that and more. My name is James Blackburn. I live and work in the American Southwest. As a result, I have the good fortune to be able to travel to a variety of beautiful locations. As a professional filmmaker, I document my life through video adventures and I share them with the world. Stay tuned as I travel through the world of movies and the beautiful outdoors. Thanks for watching the James Blackburn Experience. I start my journey at the Albuquerque International Sunport, which has a lot of interesting displays featuring various aerial history, including this 1914 Ingram Foster biplane, which is a really interesting display when you think about it. A quick view of the departures, and everything looks good. Luggage is packed. I have my 2 carry-on bags 100% ready to go. I arrived at my gate, and I had a 2-hour wait before boarding. But before I knew it, my plane had arrived. Soon, we would be on our way to Dallas-Fort Worth Airport for a very short layover and flight change. I'm not a big fan of flying, but not for the same reasons most folks don't like it. I don't have any fear of flying. I enjoy the flying part and the amazing views out the windows. I'm not a big fan of it because of the crowds and the feeling of being at the mercy of a group of strangers. Most folks are really nice and helpful, but I'm not a big fan of large crowds anywhere. I prefer the quiet of the wilderness and the lack of crowds out there. But flying saves a lot of time, and I'm willing to do it so I can spend more time with my family. Plus, it gives me a chance to take a nap, or watch a movie, or both. Also, I enjoy the little bag of pretzels, the 2 cookies, and a drink. This flight I had a can of Sprite, and it was a good complement to the other items. So to recap, a nap, a movie, some snacks equals good times. About 90 minutes later, we landed in Texas. Time to change flights. Originally, I had a 42-minute layover here in Texas, which is cutting it close already. However, my first flight was late, and it shortened my layover time to only 20 minutes. I had to travel from gate A to gate G, a really good distance. I started noticing other folks running through the airport, and then I thought maybe my fast walk might not be enough, so I started to run while towing my luggage behind me. I changed floors to find the monorail, and ride to the other side of the airport and save some much needed time. After that, I ran to the gate as quickly as I possibly could. I was pretty much the last passenger to board the plane, and at the last possible minute. It was a bit stressful, but I made it, and as I walked down the aisle into the plane, the pilot announced, "Okay folks, now that everyone is here, we can take off." With the stress of arriving at my connecting flight on time behind me, I was ready to relax on the plane and take in a beautiful sunset. Now it was only going to be about a 2-hour flight to Columbia, South Carolina, where my mom and pops would arrive and pick me up. Now time for a short nap and then finish the movie I started on the last flight. In case you're wondering what movie I watched, it was the first City Slickers movie with Billy Crystal. About 2 hours later, we landed safely in South Carolina. Now to begin our adventure. Here's my mom and pops around 1 a.m. at the airport to pick me up. Thanks for the ride and the hospitality. Much appreciated. I love the cozy room I stayed in, and my mom even had one of my famous photos framed on the wall. The next morning, my mom created some homemade biscuits and gravy, one of my all-time favorites. After breakfast, my mom and I traveled to the Aiken Visitor Center and Train Museum. This was not the original train station, but a full-size replica of the original. They built this using the original blueprints. I've always loved trains and model trains too, and this museum was just chock full of awesome goodness. We took our time and really enjoyed the various displays and history. There are 2 floors for this museum, so make sure to check out both levels. The second floor has a really neat model train setup that travels around the entire room and through various points of history. We met this really cool guy that volunteers there, and he was a wealth of knowledge. Check out this awesome spiral staircase. I asked if I could go up it, but they wouldn't let me, unfortunately. But that's okay. There was still more to explore and learn at this awesome museum.
It's about 12 years old, and technology has passed
Oh yeah.
so far that it's like trying to retroactively fit some of these newfangled gadgets in to make it run a little better.
Next up, we journeyed outside to see some passenger trains that were being restored to their original beauty. Here's an old train station. Neat. There's also a wonderful old caboose in the park next to the museum. This was a really wonderful museum. Thanks, Mom, for bringing me here. Gardens and Racehorse Museum. Next up was a place my mom likes to take walks. You can see why she enjoys walking here. I enjoyed it too, and these trees were awesome. After a short walk, we arrived at another museum. The Aiken Thoroughbred Racing Hall of Fame and Museum. This area is well known for producing champion racehorses. I'm not much into racehorsing myself, but I do love horses and I love history, and this museum had a little bit of both. The museum had outdoor and indoor displays. Be sure to wander around and read up on the history. There are 2 floors at this museum as well, so be sure to explore it all. 40 champion thoroughbreds have trained at the famed Aiken training track, and each have been immortalized in the Hall of Fame. Featured in the museum are photos, trophies, and other items that highlight the careers of these famous racehorses. Continuing our adventure, we walked around the area and took in all the beauty of this public park. There were trees and plants everywhere. It was peaceful and nice. There was even a cool performance space here that looks like it'd be fun to see a show at. As we continued, we found many water features and some turtles who thought we were there to feed them. We did not have any turtle chow with us, so we continued around the pond. We took a short break at a gazebo and relaxed. This was a very special day for me. I can't remember the last time I got to spend a whole day with just me and my mom. We wandered around and talked. It was a true gift to have this day with her, and at such a beautiful place. Next up at this park was the Garden Club of South Carolina, established 1930. There were many historic buildings here and a lot of beautiful gardens too. Every place I looked was magnificent. This was a great place to visit. Thanks, Mom, for sharing this with me. The birds were singing and the weather was good. Who could ask for anything more? This day spent with my mom brings a smile to my face. I am fortunate to have such a wonderful family. Next up, my mom got a dozen donuts for free from Krispy Kreme for her birthday. Yum! Next up was Vampire Penguin. My mom knew about this place and wanted to show me what it looked like on the inside. The decor was interesting and fun. While we were there, I bought some horchata drink for my mom and I. It was very refreshing on a hot day. Plus, it was a chance to spend more time together. Next up, Hatch Green Chili Authentic Enchiladas for dinner, made by my mom from scratch. She went through some trouble to make these authentic, and we ate this for 4 nights. It was so good. She made 2 types. First was green chili chicken enchiladas. I can't tell you how good these were, but the word awesome comes to mind. Second up was red chili beef enchiladas, and they were equally delicious. Thanks, Mom. Everything about this visit was perfect. After dinner, I took a break outside to take in the feeling and sounds of this area of South Carolina. It was warm and humid as I took it all in, and nature was creating a symphony of sounds. Let's listen together. A short time later, I went back into the house and enjoyed a relaxing evening with my mom and Pops. Good morning. It's day 2. We are having some more homemade biscuits and gravy. Yummy. Definitely one of my favorite breakfasts. Soon we packed up and left the house. We would travel almost 3 hours to Charlotte, North Carolina, where we had lodging and a whitewater rafting experience waiting for us over the next 2 days. The drive was scenic and relaxing. I really tried to take it all in. This was a great visit, and I couldn't stop smiling. We arrived at the Airbnb in Charlotte, North Carolina. It was a nice and cozy home, very tidy and clean, and not a far drive from the Whitewater Park that we would visit tomorrow. I was truly happy in these moments. Mom and Pops were also some happy folks. The house had 4 bedrooms and 2.5 baths, plenty big for 6 people who would be staying here over the next 2 days. Folks started arriving over the next few hours and claiming their bedrooms. A little bit later, Anthony and Aaron arrived. A couple hours after that, my brother Daniel would arrive, and all the visitors would come here together, safe and sound. Soon we would get some dinner. The night was just beginning, and I was happy to have this time together. Then we had pizza and enchiladas, plus plenty of yummy junk food too. Then it was time to celebrate Mom's birthday. Special thanks to Aaron and Anthony for doing so much to make this birthday a special one. Here's a story to show you an example of one of the cool things they did. Earlier in the day, they asked me to get her out of the house for a little bit so that they could decorate. I asked my mom to take me to the grocery store to pick up a few supplies. While we were shopping, I was secretly in contact with them back at the house. We wanted to make sure we stayed away long enough so that they could decorate and make the house festive. They also brought a unicorn cake for her, and we sang what might be the worst version of the birthday song ever, which turned out rather funny actually. Here it is.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mother. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Come on, honey.
You have a candles, like how one for each year.
Good job.
Our video with it is 70 and fabulous.
Oh, I like that.
What did it say?
70
I didn't choose to do this, my wife said that.
Fabulous.
That's awesome.
Day 3 arrives. Good morning from North Carolina. Now for the scenic drive to the U.S. National Whitewater Center. Little did we know how amazing this place really was. As we drove in, we took in the beautiful scenery all around us. This was going to be a great day. We arrived at the park. First thing we did was check in and sign paperwork agreeing to the dangers of various activities at this park. After that, we explored the park together and used the map they gave us. It really helped out because this park is huge. The whitewater rafting here is in a man-made river, and that was fine with us. We wanted the experience, but not the dangers that come with rafting an actual river king. As you can see, this place creates their own rapids, and even filters the water at the same time. Next up was a hike and some kayaking soon afterwards. The hike through the forest was nice, and the shade felt great. We would follow this trail down to an actual river for some kayaking. This was going to be great. We got our kayaks and we were on our way. We had about 90 minutes to explore before we needed to return the kayaks. That was plenty of time to explore this beautiful river, which was lined with forest on each side. Absolutely beautiful. There was some wildlife along the way as well.
Oh, that's a crane of some sort, huh?
Oh,
Like a sandhill crane or something.
Heron?
A blue heron, yeah. You might be right. How awesome is that?
Then we discovered a rope swing and watched somebody fly out into the water. Looks like a lot of fun. I can tell you, I wanted to try this so bad. But as a person who's a little older, I decided it wasn't in my best interest to try it at this time. This is the oldest I've ever been, so I'm still getting used to it. However, that did not stop Aaron from climbing up there and swinging way out in the river. And I captured it in slow motion. Here you go. After that, we decided to pull up on a beach on an island and take a nice long break. The scenery was amazing, and we really enjoyed being here. Relaxing is half the fun of being in nature, so relax we shall. Then we returned to explore the park a little more. Finally, it was time to find some lunch. Daniel had chicken tenders and fries, and I had a cheeseburger and fries. Everything was quite yummy. About an hour or so later, we showed up for orientation for the whitewater rafting. We all sat together and listened to someone go over the rules for being safe. They even played a short movie to illustrate better for us all. It was informative and entertaining at the same time. Next up was a gear check by our raft captain, Rex. Cool guy, and has the same first name as my mom's father, my grandfather, Rex. Neat. Next was the raft and oars orientation. Rex went over everything and made us all feel safe and worry-free. This was my mom's first whitewater rafting experience, and we wanted to have fun and not get hurt. Same for us all, actually. Just want to have a fun and safe experience. So, here we go. The rafting begins. This was going to be a blast. Plus, it was hot out and the water would help cool us all down nicely.
And one more forward. Ready? Sweet. Oh, that felt good. And one back. You okay over there? This is fun. Oh, we get to go into the spring.
Mom, what do you think so far?
It's fun.
Yeah, it's a blast,
yeah.
isn't it?
It is. And one more forward.
They ought to stock this with trout.
Sorry?
They ought to stock this with trout.
That's what I was thinking. And one forward, guys. One forward.
Well,
Now you're wet.
now it's what they call a money
You can
shot.
sit down in there and instead of crying.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Better realize it. Oh, you're gonna go look at who? Yeah. Oh Lord, I don't know what I
That was awesome. Got a little wet on that one. That was sweet.
You know this on film?
Yeah, I'm almost filming the whole thing.
Big bump. Bump on the left. Bump on the left.
You guys don't know what a bump is?
Agabalga. Here we go.
And one forward. Ready? One. This is perfect.
That felt so good.
You did.
I only got my feet, like I got wet once.
Oh, I got wet. Joe got wet.
I got a little wet.
Want to swap sides for the next round? Gorgeous! I think I filmed the whole run there, guys.
Nice.
What everybody think?
Great time. Great
That was cool, huh?
Definitely.
Do the other one.
Pop's got the most wet, I think,
Oh,
though.
you guys can do the other one if you want.
Oh.
So how was that, guys? Feel good about that?
Yes.
That was cool, yeah.
It was surprising. We're sitting up there and wouldn't believe how many people thought the water down here.
So where are you guys from? Is it Charlotte's family, or is it Forward. 1 and 2.
Conveyor belt. You actually leave the water.
Forward. 1, 2. And paddle stop for you guys. Awesome.
That was fun. I don't like that pretty wet too.
The only problem is too short.
Yeah. You guys ready for 2 more, right?
Yeah.
It was pretty neat what they did though.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. They actually, it used to be one of a kind, but they made one down in Montgomery, in Alabama. Yeah, so there's 2 of them.
All right, what did you think of your first whitewater rafting experience?
It was a blast.
Yeah. Pops, you enjoyed that too?
Yeah.
That was cool, huh?
But actually, like, they sell, they like make money off
It does feel a lot better.
I might have got the winner. I guarantee. I got the what? But it's a great idea. Like I told him, it's like an adult playground at the bar.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not that way in the water.
We don't want to lose your rafts.
Up on the right.
You ever been to the NOC?
NOC, what is that?
That's Nantahela Outdoor Center,
No, where's that?
North Carolina.
Is it actually?
Dude, yeah, it's like class 5 and 6 rapids. They got Olympians that go there and train.
Okay, I've heard of that. That
Dude,
makes
it's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's just being there watching all of it's badass.
We get up to class 5s on Thursday and Friday nights. We'll do, it's called Big Water. They close off one of the channels and flood all the.
Here we go.
I got hit with something all one point. Something flew up and hit me.
They paddle.
That's why you got the
It hit the helmet, so I'm
That's why
okay.
you got the helmet on, huh?
Yeah.
Better than war.
Just startled me.
Yeah, you can. Most guys got to figure out their own favorite way to go.
Aaron got it that time.
And let's go 1 back. Ready? And 1 more forward. And bump on the right.
I see what.
And 1 back. And bump on the right.
I see what. You got Joey over there?
Yeah.
And 1 forward. You guys think about a little sprinkler?
Let's do it.
All right.
I'm hardly wet.
Jimmy's a little wet.
Oh, it's cold. Oh, that felt good. Can we do that again next time?
And 1 forward, guys.
Little bump in the bump.
Well, maybe not. Yeah.
Hey, that's fun. This is fun. I don't care. It's 95 degrees out here. What do I care how wet I get?
That feels a lot better.
I don't know what to do for it.
And 1 more back.
Nice.
Yeah, that's right above the water.
We have a boat up there, huh?
Set safety in this eddy in case they lose some of their guys.
No,
So they're doing what's called surfing, where you try and plug the nose of your boat down in the rapid, and that's how you like lose a lot of people from your boat. But this is called setting safety, so we wait in this eddy, and if they have any swimmers, we'll pick them up.
Oh, okay.
Very cool.
What do we do if you fall out of the boat?
And I'll swim back to the boat and I'll get back.
Okay.
It's happened before, I won't lie.
I'm a little wet.
Yeah, it's a good birthday though, I think.
It is.
Be one to remember.
Definitely.
And 2 forward, ready? And let's go 2 forward, guys, ready? 1.
When we get to the serious stuff, I'll grab it. This can get me a couple shots on the calm water though. I have a YouTube channel with over 1,000 videos on it.
Really?
Yeah, and about 100 of them are pretty good.
That's awesome.
The other 900 are me figuring it out.
10%'s not bad.
Yeah, I got some whitewater rafting and some canoeing, and we did the Green River in Utah 6 days and 5 nights in 2019, and it's not no rapids, but man.
Yeah, 6 days is not easy though. Yeah.
It's awesome, dude.
And 2. And 1 more forward. 1.
Like that one video I seen where the raft flipped, but the dude ran over the top. He landed on the, he was like standing up. That was smooth as hell, man.
And 2 forward, ready? 1. And 2.
Really enjoyed that.
Guys, bump on the left, bump on the left.
We would do 3 loops total on this day, with the first 2 loops being absolutely perfect. However, on the 3rd loop, almost at the end, we hit the rapids in a weird way, and the raft almost flipped over. 4 of us were dumped into the water. My mom, me, and Aaron all went in backwards with no warning, just in the water in an instant. About the same time, Anthony fell face first from the other side of the raft. The power of the water was intense, and as I fought the current trying to help my mom, someone told me later that after I fell in, I looked at my mom and I looked at my camera equipment, and I chose my mom in a split second. I got to her as quickly as I could, and I helped her the best that I could. Thankfully, both Anthony and Aaron were there and were a huge help. I couldn't have done it without them both. Thank you both for helping. You both are awesome. It was difficult to get my feet on the ground. Class 3 rapids, even man-made ones, are pretty intense. However, they had someone with a rope on the shore help us to get out. Before we knew it, we were all on the shore and hugging each other after our intense experience. That was fun and a little bit scary at the same time. Just like living life on the edge of impossible, a place where we feel the most alive. Awesome.
I'm surprised.
All right, we got dumped in the water. Me, Mom, and Aaron, right?
And Anthony.
And Anthony. And that was intense and beautiful.
And 2 forward. 1. And 2.
We're not participating.
And 3 forward. 1.
And almost died. That's why I was the first one out.
Now for a quick group photo after the rafting adventure. What an amazing experience. Thanks everyone for making this one special. Much appreciated. Back to the Airbnb, where we had some backyard relax time as we watched the airplanes overhead. The after-dinner kitchen disaster. As you can tell, we chowed again on this night. More of the enchiladas, the pizza, and plenty of comfort snack foods everywhere. We were all hanging out in the living room until about midnight, telling bad jokes and sharing stories. We even watched some old YouTube videos on my channel. One in particular was a rock climbing and camping weekend we shared back in the mid-90s. Check it out on my channel. It's called Wild Iowa. We sat there and reminisced and laughed at the videos of us all being young and silly. Day 4 begins with us all packing up and heading out around 11 a.m. At this point, everybody had to part ways, so we all hugged, said we loved each other, and everyone did their own thing. I traveled with my mom and pops back to their place in South Carolina, about 3 hours away. The drive was pleasant, and so was the company. Once again, I could not stop smiling. Then we had dinner. Cheddar brats and fries. Yummy. And then we just had a relaxing evening, watching TV, telling stories, and making each other laugh. It was a perfect day of no stress. A true gift for sure. We had just enough time to sleep for about 4 hours before we had to wake up and drive 45 minutes to the airport. My flight was scheduled to leave at 5:04 a.m., which means we had to be at the airport around 3 a.m. Thanks, Mom and Pops, for an awesome visit. Appreciate it. Love you. See you again soon. My first flight was to Dallas, where I had a layover of about 2 hours. Good thing I had that extra time because I went to the gate that was on my ticket. And about 15 minutes after that, they moved the flight to a different gate on the other side of the airport. I was thankful to have the extra time on this one. A little while later, I boarded the plane and was on my way. The flight to Albuquerque was about 2 hours and everything went smoothly. My flight arrived at the Albuquerque Sunport around 10 a.m. Mountain Time. It was nice to be back in New Mexico so early in the day. I made it home safe and sound by 11 a.m. and spent the rest of the day relaxing and doing laundry, of course. Remember, folks, love, love, hate, hate. Take care of each other. See you on the next adventure. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Remember, folks, life is beautiful if you know where to look. Keep your eyes, your heart, and your mind open. It just might lead you somewhere special. Thank you for watching the James Blackburn Experience. Please check out my channel for over 1,000 additional video adventures.